Hi guys, it's Susan from Second Act. So you could probably tell from my title that I have good news today. I finally lost 4 pounds in a week. I know that's nothing to the rest of you, but with my track record so far, that is a huge victory for me. I was so excited to see the scale move this week. So quick stats, I had my VSG surgery on September 27th, 2016 in San Jose with Dr. Mark Zari at Good Samaritan Hospital. High weight was 240, surgery weight was 225, and today's weight was 216. Yay! So exciting to have lost 4 pounds this past week. I think what did it is that I started eating regular foods this past week, and I think I'm kind of looking at this as the perfect storm. I think there were many factors that were keeping me stuck with just losing a pound a week before. But I think the fact that I started eating normal foods and that my fat intake had, risen up to a normal level, I think that prompted, the weight loss. My body said, oh, okay, she's not trying to starve me. Okay, I'll release some of this. So I think that was part of it. I'm also 55 and I'm sort of in the midst of perimenopausal. I know I'm late. Most people are done by now, but going through that, and I actually did get my period this week. So that, might have released some stuff too. And, I know being diabetic, I might have been holding on to glucose. So I think there were many, many factors that were contributing to it. I'll never know exactly, but I can only imagine that since now I've been eating normal foods for this past week and I finally lose some weight. So we'll see next week if it holds up and if I continue to lose weight or if this week was just sort of a fluke. But either way, I'm very happy and I'll take it. So, on top of the wonderful weight loss, I had a bunch of NSVs this week too that I'm super excited about. So, because I got down to 216, that changed my BMI level. So I went from a 35 to a 34 BMI, which means that I actually switched categories. So I went from severely obese to just obese. Woohoo! I'm just obese now. So it was exciting to see that shift too, because again, it's just another marker that, things are going in the right direction. It may not be as fast as I want it to be happening, but it's all going in the right direction. And the other great NSV that I had this week was, I know in the past videos I've talked about my blood sugar level and how, the first time I took it, it was, I don't know, 115 or something like that, which was low for me. And then it dropped down to 101. Well, this past week I took my blood sugar level and it was 90. You guys, that's totally normal. I'm in the normal category now for blood sugar levels. So I no longer am a type 2 diabetic. That is so freaking exciting to me. I can't even tell you. I'm going to a doctor's appointment next Tuesday, and I'm just really anxious to hear where my AC1 level is at, because that's the true test, because that's over a 3-month time period, not just weekly. But it certainly has had to go down, with how low my blood sugar level's gotten. So I'm curious to see that. And my cholesterol. I'm curious about where my cholesterol is at as well. So, that is just all super exciting news. And I think if you've watched my past videos, you guys know that because I wasn't losing the weight, I was using other items to gauge my weight loss. And one of them was that I was pulling clothing out that was not fitting me, and I kept trying those on to make sure that I was feeling the weight loss that way. Well, I'm happy to share with you that this is the blouse that I had chosen. It was my second blouse. I fit into my first blouse, then I chose this one, and I am now fitting into this one. It's not perfect, but I would definitely wear this out the door now. I do not have my shapewear on, but I do wear shapewear, so that helps tuck me in. But this is definitely something that I would wear out the door now. and I'm so excited to have it fit me. And so now I am going to pull another item that I can use as inspiration. So that was also very, very exciting. Um, the week, it went really well. Obviously, you can tell I'm excited. But, at the same time, there were the challenges of my first week, eating regular food, and the fact that I really had to make choices. And that's not something that I've been very good at um, in the past. And so I really need to I have been cooking more, and I really need to cook more, and I really need to meal plan. I think, you know, planning your meals, I think, is a huge factor in eating well or not, because I notice that when I don't do my meal planning, I'm stuck as to what am I going to eat and what am I going to do for dinner and that kind of thing. So I'm really going to try to get better about that. I actually this week have made a second video. I didn't want to tack it onto this one in case people didn't want to watch it, but what I did is I made a video on how I'm utilizing Pinterest to organize a lot of information that I find on the internet. So one of the things that I utilize Pinterest for is I have a recipe board. And that has been really helpful because, as I peruse the internet and I find recipes that look interesting, I've been pinning them to my board. So now, when I'm not sure what I'm going to eat, I will actually go to my recipe board and flip through it and find something that I might want to make from the board that I know is acceptable because I've already, checked it out. So you can watch that if you want to. Like I said, it's a separate video that I will have up. So anyway, the only other thing that I kind of came to realization with this week was that, um, I'm losing the weight and things are going well, but it takes a little while for your psyche to catch up to where you're at. And so I've found that some of the dinners I've made, even though I've tried making small portions, the portions still end up being much larger than what I can actually eat. And then of course there's sort of this guilt thing like, oh gosh, I've made this, I need to eat this now. And so I started to feel like I was really trying to force myself to eat more than I should or, could even. So I've come to the realization that I really need to just take my head and get it in gear with the fact that everything needs to be smaller portions. So now I'm pulling out really tiny bowls to make things instead of pulling out the extra large plate or even a regular plate. I pull out the small plate to put things on, or I'm pulling out a really tiny bowl to make a salad in. So that way, just from that fact alone, the serving is smaller. And I'm also telling myself, if I'm getting full, stop eating. You don't need to eat it all. So that was definitely a wake-up call this week, that I really need to get my psyche in gear with what's going on with my tummy. So, I think there's going to be a lot of learning experiences as this journey goes on. And I really hope that I learn the lessons because I really want this to be a lifelong lesson for me and, something that I carry through for the rest of my life. So you guys, this is really a short and sweet video, but I just wanted to share my good news. You guys have been so supportive. Thank you so much for all your help. Sleeved After 60, you've been wonderful. VSG Jody, you've been so supportive. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my new subscribers. And I wish you all well. Have a great week. And today my gratitude is just for the fact that the scale moved. That's not a very heartfelt thing to have gratitude for, but I think I've deserved it after 5 weeks of not